As the final buzzer sounded on the Pistons' 2023 season, two die-hard fans, Mickey and Harry, each passed out and witnessed a vision. They were visited by Detroit's very own mascot, Hooper, the stallion ablaze, who told them the only way the Pistons would ever win a championship again was if these two men started a podcast. To be clear, they said, do we really have to do this? I mean, aren't there enough Pistons podcasts already? Seems like this might be overkill. But Hooper dunked on them, right in their face, and said, your team needs you. He presented them with a prophecy. Now it is their duty to help Detroit rise again and become champions. The Order of the Blazing Horse. What up, doe, and welcome back to another brand spanking new episode of The Order of the Blazing Horse, your only Detroit Pistons podcast based on a mystical prophecy. I am one of those prophets touched by a horse in a very appropriate, very consensual way, very legal way, because it was not sexual. It was ethereal. It was in a vision. Inner Vision, Stevie Wonder, unbelievable album.
Great record.
One of the best of all time. Joined as always by my co-host with the most out on the West Coast.
Mickey Jacobs, also touched by a horse, above board, above the sheets, everything above. It was totally fine. Harry, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. A little frazzled, a little chilly. It is so cold
Nippy,
in the oopsie.
Yeah.
It's cold in the D, but it's also cold in the
cold in the sea. Yeah.
So cold in the sea. It's been, something out here watching these games. I was at the Atlanta game. That was a lot of fun. Happy it was
that
not
is so cool.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Our buddy Mike O'Keefe, he was at the Milwaukee game. Not quite as fun.
Oh,
Mickey,
my guy.
How have you been?
I've been good. Just riding the roller coaster of the season.
Well,
why
is it a roller coaster? Explain it.
Well, I will tell you why, because it started off really strong. We were like climb. Took a little dip, but it was understandable. You're not going to win forever. Close games, lots of some good teams. And then against the Bucks, we really, I would say most embarrassing loss of the season.
Yeah.
I was dealing with some pet emergencies during the Cleveland game, but the blowout before the streak. But this one I saw, and this one was tough. Sucks to lose to the Bucks sans Giannis. Sucks to lose to. I saw Kofi made a video about how it was 3.5 quarters of zone, and we just couldn't figure it out. And I really feel like shout out Bryce, the Nimbus,
2000
friend of the pod, Pistons genius, basketball genius, lovely guy. He's talked all season about how much this team relies on Duncan Robinson, and boy, did we feel it. How are you feeling about everything?
Yeah, I think that's pretty apparent, and it's the lineup is the roster's like so stretched, and by stretched I mean like bulging, not like stretched thin. Maybe stretched thick is the way to put it, like a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit too much meat to fit in the jersey, if you will. So when you have the situation, Ivy's coming back right now. He's getting his groove on. Danis has earned his minutes here. With Duncan out, if we didn't have one of those players, I think like Chaz Lanier might have slipped in there, because you got to get some shooting in that regard, or maybe Ivy would be starting in this regard because he's a shooter, and Danis is kind of showing that shooting's not exactly his forte. I would say it's not like he had a couple of good games where he shot well from three, but he's also had just as many games where he shot not so great from three, and it also wasn't his strength even coming into the season. That was like a boosted skill that he have. And while it's nice to have him as like a ball handler next to Cade, I kind of feel like his role switched up a little bit. And like it all in all, Duncan is incredibly important. Like his 3-point shooting is incredibly important. And if the Pistons do make a move when the Pistons do make a move, whoever they get has to be able to shoot threes, because nobody on this team can. Cade can't even shoot threes. He's shooting like 30% from three right now. And I get it, he's got a lot going on, but three ball hasn't looked good. Like is Great Harris made all his threes that he made yesterday, but he didn't make any threes the game before that when they only scored 99 points, didn't even crack the C note out there. Asar and Duran aren't hitting threes. Ivy's up and down. Hopefully he'll be a good 3-point shooter. Karras, percentage-wise, a good 3-point shooter. Sure as hell wasn't last game. And we hit on Dennis. Ron's gone down a little bit in the 3-point shooting. Stu's not shooting that many 3-pointers at this point. So, like, I liked that they made a concerted effort after only making 5 threes against Atlanta to come out and shoot a ton of threes, but you got to hit them. You got to make these shots, and they're just not. And because they're not, there's no threat, and everyone's collapsing on Cade when he's trying to drive. He's trying to do a lot, and he's expected to do a lot. And now we're seeing the turnovers come back. So, like, it's a big bummer in general. It sucks that we've seen them lose 3 out of the last 6 games here, but they're still doing pretty well. And it's kind of nice that this problem, or all these problems being turnovers, collapsing, and inability to shoot, and too big a roster, come to like make themselves known at this point in the season.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about the problems, or do you want to talk about this last game? What shall we get into?
I think they're kind of part and parcel, don't you?
Yeah,
kind of hand in hand. I mean, this could be about the season. This could be about the game. Even during the streak, I think we all sort of knew that shooting like 40, 30, 80 splits is not a sustainable winning solution. And I think what we're learning as of this game, and as of like sort of the last few games, except for the Hawks one, I think was pretty good. But Duran can't be a 20-10 guy every night. Like Duran, like the stocks have gone down considerably.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, like whatever that is, whether that's just like maybe he's like playing a little hurt, maybe he just like it's just weird to me. I don't know if it's like a game plan thing, but it's not even like, oh, the games he's not playing as well are the ones where we're going up against really talented bigs. You know, like got just like rocked by Jericho Sims. Like Jericho Sims had a career night. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, you know, like I respect the backcourt. I mean, I don't respect Kevin Porter Jr., but I respect his game.
Yeah.
I respect Ryan Rollins' game, also Detroit kid.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no say.
It's a Derry Bird as well.
Derry Bird, yeah. AJ Green, a sniper who's just like, and once Giannis went out, like it reminded me kind of how like Dennis and them played without Cade, of just that kind of like nothing to lose, play fast, play loose, and just like let it fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hurts. It hurts to like, I don't know what is up with Duran, or, you know, if it's just like the reintegration of Ivy and like the like you said, the fat roster, but yeah, it's definitely like a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster, and I think we're a little too heavy to be on the roller coaster right now with this fat roster. Like there you know, there's the you must be this tall. I think we are a little bit too
over the weight
wide,
limit.
To get on this thing.
Not to shame anyone or the team or anything like that.
I'm talking about roster size. I'm not talking about waist size.
Of course.
Body positive out here. Do you live healthy, live well, be what you want to be, enjoy yourself. As far as the roster size, though, I think that is why we're seeing the Cade turnovers. I think that is why we're seeing the Duran inconsistency. And I think that's kind of why we're seeing all these players kind of struggle to get into a groove. Because when we think about when Javonte was killing it, when Paul Reed was killing it, although shout out Paul Reed, who played pretty well. I mean, some kind of critical turnovers.
Good basketball player. Though.
He's so sick. He just stays ready. He put in the work, as Greg was saying. But when we're watching these guys kill it, when all the starters were injured, when he had 7 players down, that meant that the rotation was short. The rotation was like 8 guys, even though they were end of the rotation guys, it was still short. So they got more time, they got more acclimated, they had a clear-cut role, and they're playing with the same guys on a regular basis. Now we have I mean, thank God it's down to 11 or 10, but it should be down to like 9 at this point because people just aren't getting the flow, and we're getting all these lineups that they're not familiar with each other, still don't know how to handle it, being around each other, and it's not. No one's playing great. Like I would argue in the last game. I mean, granted, it was Ivy's best game, but I wouldn't say he played great. I think kind of everybody played like butt in that Bucks game, and that's that's a problem as far as people like getting used to what they do and just trying to figure stuff out. There's also so much like individual ISO stuff going around. I don't feel like we've seen a lot of great ball movement outside of maybe one or two plays since that first Bucks game where we had that Ivy Duran Cade
Oh my
backdoor
God.
bucket, which was
We
so
haven't
good.
really seen anything like that since.
No,
We've seen them pass the ball, but I feel like it's more out of like deference than it is out of like find the best shot available. Like I forget if it was Ivy and Tobias late in the game, like passing the ball back and forth, and like nobody wanted to make a shot.
right.
Like nobody wanted to take it, and like we need guys like I'll tell you what, Kevin Porter wants to take it, Ryan Rollins wants to take it, AJ Green sure as shit wants to take it. Like it's yeah, we need I feel like the confidence is down, and I think you're right. I think the role insecurity or like the role like and it sucks because one of the like best things the team has going for them is continuity and chemistry, but it's hard to have chemistry both reintegrating Ivy back in and then also just sort of we're still in like audition mode, like we're still kind of like, all right, who's gonna earn like it's sort of different from night to night, not in a like, oh, like someone's hurt, so we need to fill this hole. Like it would be nice to have there be a little more consistency. And I do think we're seeing like the problems with the lack of shooting and Cade having a lack of like secondary ball handler or option.
Yeah, and I don't even think he thinks he has another option, and that's partially why some of these turnovers at the end of
He's
games are
right. He's
happening.
right. I mean, like Danis has come down to earth.
Yep.
Like even like I like that he's in the closing lineup because I do think he has that clutch gene. But like I don't like how many times we went to Karras. Like I think like sometimes the process. Like I like when Tobias was doing the catch and shoot stuff, but I feel like sometimes Karras and Tobias can be a little bit of like tunnel vision.
Yeah. And like I mean, even Ivy hits guys better than they do sometimes, which is like kind of nuts. And so the one thing I want to say about Danis, as far as like what his role was, I think when he came in, what his role was like be the backup ball, like floor general, run plays, slash if you can, try to get open, look for the open guy, try to find the best possible shot. And if it's your shot, then it's your shot. Right now, it kind of seems like, hey, I'm playing for a spot in this team now. I'm going to go get my shot. And let me tell you, dude, he doesn't know what his shot is at this point. His shot, I think he needs to come to terms with at this point. It might eventually get different, but I think right now his shot is when it's definitely when there's no question that this is the shot that you should be taking. And it hasn't been that. He put up what, like 18 shots against maybe 16 or 18 shots against Atlanta, and he's just getting so much usage. It's too much for him at this point. And part of that problem, on top of it, and I do want to shout out Richard Diem for it. Beside the rotation bloat, missing threes, the team lost focus the minute Giannis went down, which is true. It's like they really sometimes take their feet off the gas and just like, oh, we got this big lead, no big deal, and they blow the lead. That it's been happening like nonstop. You got to keep going. You got to keep going full throttle. But with Danis taking on so much ball handling duty, and with integrating Ivy with ball handling duty, and with Karis LeVert on ball handling duty, Asar Thompson has like really slipped out of the ball handling duty world, right? And he was the secondary guy doing that, even when he was playing with Cade. Like he'd be taking the ball up the court a lot, and we're seeing more off ball Cade a lot, and we were seeing a lot more aggressive Asar. And Asar is better at finding people with his passing than Karras is, than Harris is, probably equally good to what Danis is. So we're kind of, you don't think so? I kind of do.
What I'm not saying I think Danis is so much better of a passer, but I think his handle is better.
His
and I
handle is
think
better,
that,
without a
but
doubt.
I think that makes for like he can drive, like collapse the defense a little bit, and the shot. Like my fear is like Asar, like a lot of times on his drives, it like just stalls out really fast. and like the handle's not as tight and he's just not as in control. Like I agree with you about Dennis. Like I don't think he should be taking 16 shots a night. I don't think he should be hunting for his shot. I think part of the problem is that he's starting. And
Yeah.
I know this is just a Duncan Robinson. And by the way, I am very pro Dennis. Is if you listen to the podcast, you know it. Harry certainly knows it. I'm Dennis pilled still, even though the efficiency is tanked. Although he set a pretty high bar early on, it's like impossible to maintain. But I like him running the second unit. I agree with you. I think he's good at breaking down the defense and finding the best look. I think the fact that he has been asked to start, like, hasn't been great. I honestly would prefer Karras start next to Cade in Duncan's absence, or if he's ready, Ivy. Just because I think you want to preserve Dennis for running the second unit and closing, like just so that Cade has a surefire. But like, I don't know. I definitely don't love the way that Asar has been used lately, but I don't know that I'm like needs to take it up a whole bunch more or needs a bunch more like ball handling reps, because I don't think that's looked that great.
Can I pitch my reason why I think
Go ahead,
they
please.
should? So I think it looked fine at the beginning of the. I don't think it looks good right now because I don't think he's doing it that often, and it's also a skill and like a skill set that he's developing. And we were watching it develop, and his numbers were sick at the beginning of the season. Like when it started in preseason, people were like, I don't know, and then over the first like 10 or so games, people were like, yo, this is sick. What he's doing is awesome. And we got to see that spin move twice from him against the Bucks, by the way, which shows he has some traits. And the only way he's going to get better at it is if he does it more often. I'm not asking him to be the second unit point guard. I'm asking him to carry the ball up when Cade is on the court.
So Cade doesn't have to. Yeah,
Cade
I agree
doesn't
with
have
that.
to.
I agree.
And
I agree with that.
The other reason I want that to happen is because I hate him in the corner because it doesn't do anything. Like you've talked about this, how many times have they just sagged off him like crazy? So if he's bringing the ball up, they have to guard him. Otherwise, he's going to get a full head of steam. And if he runs in, then people can move around better at that whole point, as opposed to like just waiting for it to go down. So I feel like he's not being used properly. And I'd also, in all honesty, I'd rather develop him than Dennis because he has a way higher ceiling than Dennis does.
I would too. And I think you can develop both, but I think like Dennis should be getting 15 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's fine. I think Ron should be getting 20. I think Asar needs to be getting minimum 25, if not more.
I think Dennis had more minutes than he did last night.
I mean, like, here's, and I think this is like the qualifier that we need to make here is that like Duncan being out screws up everything. It clogs the paint, so Asar can't drive properly because like
Cade.
nor can Cade, but like Asar is not as good a driver as Cade. And like it's cool that he got that spin move off, but like there's a reason why like he can't just like athleticism his way to a bucket, like just when the paint is that clogged. And like, by the way, sometimes he can anyway. Like he's just that good and fast. But like there's not. Yeah, I agree also that just like the ISO stuff, like we don't have enough great ISO players, and like just hunting like a Tobias size mismatch feels like a pretty like unsustainable strategy.
Right. And so my argument, instead of Karras being the guy coming out, although I'm fine with Karras being like that second guy, let Ivy be the secondary starter. Like put him in Duncan's place at this point. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but like whatever, you can still play like 15 minutes a game or whatever and get used to it and be the guy who shoots threes. Because while I don't think all of his game has looked great, I do think the 3-point shot looks kind of good.
Yeah, it does.
Like I know he had the game where he missed like a bunch of them, but like in other games he's hit several. Even there was one against the Bucks that after the whistle didn't happen.
I saw that
downtown.
That was like 40 something feet. That was crazy.
Right. So the shot I think looks fine. And if he's your 3-point shooting threat, what a better way to get his confidence up, right? Like you don't have to be the ball handler because we can let Asar be that secondary ball handler. You can do some of it, but now we have some opportunities for you to be slashing, and that helps out. And then also your defense isn't that huge a concern because it fucking wasn't a concern in the first place anyway if Duncan was out there, right? It's because you have the starters helping out in that whole regard. So
I actually don't think he's looked that bad. Like it's not been great, but it's also like you said, compared to Duncan, like everyone looks solid defensively.
Right. And he's coming back from injury, just like Karras came back from injury, and we had to give him some grace. Just like Alec Burks came back from injury, we had to give him some grace. Like this just happens.
Yeah, and I think you make a really good point about the 3-pointer being a good way to work that confidence back, because like, you know what? Like, I don't think it's a knee thing that he's like we haven't seen that like lightning first step as much. I think it's just kind of like a overthinky
Mhm,
thing. Like,
mhm.
but once people start to respect that shot more, that pump fake is going to open up everything for
Right.
him. Like that's just alone. Like you don't have to just like drive into three guys and like do some circus finish, which don't get me wrong is cool as hell, but it's not like the most sustainable. And like we've seen him attack and just like drive right into a guy and get
Right.
smothered, and it's like that's not a good look. But if you just want to like punish people for going under screens and like be that 3-point threat that can, and like you're seeing it more, like we're seeing it more, and like I think this is like important growing pains to go through. And like I think like something that we've talked about off pod is like we can at least take solace in the fact that we are getting data right now. We are getting data on Ivy like integrating into the starting lineup. We're getting data on like our lack of 3-point shooting. We're getting data on like all the stuff, and like better now than in January, you know, or February. So hopefully like Ivy settles back in and starts to look good, and like or you know whatever, we have to make a move, and like it's all anyone's talking about it. I actually think we want to like chill out on talking about it. I'm not saying we can't, but like we spend enough time talking about trades, and it's just like I'm almost overwhelmed by it. And we
We're
talk about
guilty of it. We
we're
we
we're
we're guilty of
super
it too.
guilty of it, but like I would be nice to like I'm not saying we can't discuss it, but it would be nice to take like a one episode break where we don't just like be like, who's good? Like, oh, I hear Giannis asked out. What's the package? You know, like it's enough. It's enough.
It's plenty. The Giannis thing is real. I don't want to like cover it all that much, but I would say the Pistons are like at least in the top third of the league to be able to offer a package. But we'll get to that bridge when that comes along. As I do want to get back to like the starting Ivy concept,
Mm-hmm.
because at this point, also, why not? Like
I think he's ready. I bet you see it, especially if Duncan is still out, and like maybe even if he is back. Like I actually think that helps a lot. Even if there's like turnovers in the starting unit, or even if Ivy's shot isn't like falling like immediately. Like I think I think he's ready. Like I forget how many minutes he got against the Bucks, but like it feels like things are ramping up. It feels like the shot at least is looking like, you know, spammable. Like it's like, all right, let's yeah, he only got oh, sorry,
was he at 15 minutes last night?
I was looking at the Hawks game. He was at 15 minutes in the Hawks game. What was he
in that Hawks game? Like I said, Danis put up 8 3-pointers, didn't hit a single one. Right?
Yeah,
If you put, but those 3-pointers were open. He wasn't like forcing a ton. A lot were like catch and shoot shots. Imagine if Ivy's there. If Ivy took all 8 of those, do you really think he's missing 8 3-pointers?
No, and he, by the way, he played 18 minutes against the
The
Bucks,
Bucks?
and like I think if you can play 18, you can play 20, and if you can play 20, you can start and get subbed out 5 minutes in or
Right.
whatever. You know, like
I just think it's like a better situation for him, because also then he's not like the premier focus of the second unit, right? So like he's not getting
Cade's
all
gravity helps. Cade's gravity helps him.
right. Plus, isn't that this is like the ideal starting roster anyway? We finally saw this rotation. Yeah, it didn't look good down the close,
Late
but
game.
it's just give it a shot. Richard Diamfort says Danis was getting a lot of shot clock grenades tossed to him in that ATL game. He was, but I'd still rather have Ivy taking those shot clock grenades.
He got some grenades too, by the way.
Yeah.
I think Ivy also got some low percentage
Yeah.
shots tossed his way.
It's just like, you know, we'll figure it out. But I think right now the starting lineup needs to change. I think Danis he shouldn't be starting. Let him
As a very pro Danis fan, I like don't think he should start. You know, it's like Stu. Like, I mean, except for like specialized lineups, like I love Isaiah Stewart. I truly see him as untradeable, although it was like a true bummer to see him like revert back to like Stu ways against it's always the Bucks, man. It's always the Bucks or the Bucks and or Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Like
it bucks with his brain, dude.
He bucks him up, dude.
Mhm.
Nuck if you buck, and
He
he does both,
nuts, dude.
yeah.
He nuts. So, did you see how big? I got a screen grab of his like enormous fist. I was
Meaty
like,
ass fist.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. It reminded me of Kung Fu Hustle. He's like, you see this? This is a pretty big fist right here. Or I
yeah.
don't know if you're familiar with that movie or not. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Great movie.
Yeah. But bummer because we need him. And I just hope, like, again, like, learn this lesson now. Like the now is the time to like get humbled by the Giannis-less Bucks. Because I think if you can lose to that team, you can lose to. We almost lost to the Wizards. You
Yeah.
know, like like any NBA players are really good. Hot take. Like anyone can pop off on any given night, especially if your foot is off the gas. And yeah, I agree with you. I think Ivy is ready to start, and like that's the data we really need
Yeah.
going into Christmas and like New Year's, because like it's it doesn't have to be 30 minutes a game. It's just like scheme stuff. It's like lineup stuff, and it's getting Cade another like threat. Like, because whether Ivy is a great handler or not, or whether he's like attacking a bunch or not, like that's the future vision that we're all here to see, not like Duncan stepping in the meantime. And I also think coming off the bench will help Duncan a bunch. And
And
like
he's playing great this
he's
season.
playing great, and he hasn't had that luxury. And like, by the way, you know who had that luxury for an entire season was Malik Beasley,
Yeah.
and he had a record year. And like, I think Duncan is even more capable of cooking guys off the bench. Like even just like his dribble drive game, which like is not the thing I'm most interested in seeing, is like pretty solid.
It's
He's good
good.
around. It
It's good.
is.
Yeah.
It is. But yeah, no, I'm ready for it. I hope he is too, and like I hope that last game gave him confidence, you know, just because he
Sure.
like was scoring almost like a point per minute, and like pretty efficient from behind the arc, and like,
Made some
you know,
tough
he's not.
buckets.
Yeah, and we're still getting these like collapse the defense kickouts, you know, like they're a little chaotic, but like he finds the mark, like
I'm I'm super fine with it.
yeah.
If you're collapsing the defense and you get a kick out, what I care about is the person hitting the shot at that point. You did your job. You kicked it out, and
that
you hit the shot.
that's like,
And can you hit the subscribe? Button?
oh,
If I
see what he
could
did?
pull that
See
up,
what he did? He
I
slipped
apparently
under the
changed the
screen. He slipped
icon.
under the screen right there. Oh my
I
god.
blew it.
Effortless. No, you did not blow
The
it.
transition was good, but the button itself was
What are we at?
poor.
98
We're at
subscribers?
98. We're so fucking
Come
close. We're so
on.
fucking close. Get us
Just
some chirpy
smash it.
babies.
Smash that button.
Pound it.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend. If someone like really likes obsessing over the Pistons, but like not taking shit too seriously,
If
like
they like to laugh, if
we
they
like
like
to laugh. We got games. We got a game, or like a little, like, I don't know, would you call it a
a
game?
little game, a
We got
little
we got
fun
some
thing.
fun stuff coming up. We're
And Richard, we need you to participate in this as well because
yes.
it's like kind of a vote sort of
I can't see the
situation.
chat right now. Is it we got Richard in
Oh,
the
you really
cusp?
not seeing it at all?
I'm not seeing it right now,
All
but
right, wait.
I trust, I feel Richard's
Can you
presence.
see it now? That it's
Yes,
here. Okay,
yes, there
my
he is.
bad. All
There's my
fixed up.
guy.
All
All
fixed
good.
up.
All good. There he
Uh,
is.
so with the starting lineup in mind, do you think the lineup needs to get tightened even more at this point?
Yeah. And like I know Karras has played like pretty well for us. Like it's all right, Rich. It's all we need, baby. That's that's all we
You are
need.
number one king, dude.
Number one king crown. Uh yeah, I like Karras has been playing like pretty well for us, like all things considered. But I just think you get more lineup versatility. And I listened to Pulse, and Bryce thinks Bryce and Omari think Javante should be the man out of the
And
rotation.
Harry, I've been saying that. No shade to Javante because I love Javante. But
Okay, you're joining two greats with of the Pistons Pulse. I'm gonna say I think Javante should remain in the lineup for his positional versatility and for his like movement. I think he's a really good two-way guy, and I don't think he plays outside his role a lot. I think he knocks down open shots and doesn't get tunnel vision. So like I think we need size off the bench and like positional versatility in terms of guarding. And I think he like doesn't just like become like a wannabe scoring machine.
Yeah.
from like the Brooklyn Nets days. No offense. That was a really fun team. I loved watching that team, but I think Karras gets a little myopic, to
I
use it.
I get it. I totally understand. It's just I almost want to see more of Javante's minutes go to Ron Holland, because while we're talking about players who haven't been able to figure out their role, I feel like in the last couple of games, even though the shots didn't quite drop for Ron in this last game, I feel like his role is becoming pretty clear and he's being more aggressive. And yeah, he missed a couple of layups, but like I said, everyone played like crap. I loved that he stayed aggressive. I love that he kept driving. I love that he kept shooting. And Ron's defense has been downright disgusting all season. So, like, with that in mind,
For those of you who don't know, when Harry says disgusting or gross, he means
it's
like
good.
awesome. He
Awesome. Yeah.
means, except for when it means gross. Like sometimes he really does mean it's terrible. So, but use your context clues, match the vibe.
Yeah, just go based on the sparkle in my eye, I think. So if you're listening,
I always do. I'm always following that twinkle.
Richard is a team squeeze Karras minutes, but he's trade bait and a JB guy, so he's not too optimistic about that. I want Karras to stay in because I do feel like sometimes when the team is down, he can score buckets. And like I mean, I guess Javonte can do that too. But I guess now that you have two ball handlers or multiple ball handlers, it's not as important. But he's also one of the best 3-point shooters on this team, numbers wise, right now. So that's a good question. And like Mickey, I got to ask this: are we going to see any of Marcus Sasser in the next couple weeks here?
Well, I mean, do you want to? Like do you want to see and where do those minutes come from? You know, I mean, Bryce has talked about this. I think you've talked about it too. I'm not trying to discount you. I'm not just trying to give Bryce all the credit here, but he's talked about strategic DNPs and rest days. And I think there could absolutely be a day where and I say this as a Danis stan, that it's Sasser running the second unit or Sasser in that role. I also think that's a guy where I would like to see him in Karras's role because he's a bucket getter himself. He's just a little smaller. He's not as versatile defensively.
Good defender, though. He is a good defender.
He's a fine defender. He's a fine defender. He's got good hands.
People don't shoot well when he's guarding them.
No, they don't. And he's I mean, I actually remember him guarding Joel Embiid one time and just giving him fits actually. But I'm not saying that's a hard and fast rule of he can put him on the other team's best big. I'm just saying he's scrappy and he plays really hard. But yeah, no, I just think Danis fits it, even if you decrease Stannis's shot diet, which I'm with you. I don't think he should be taking 18 or 16 shots a game or whatever it was, but I do like that and even in that game where he just was chucking, he had 8 assists or 6 assists or something. He's a true point guard. But yeah, no, I would be interested in seeing Sasser, especially with Duncan out.
I feel like in the last couple of games, Danis has played a lot like Sasser, and I think Sasser's better at playing like Sasser. I wish Danis would play more like what Danis is.
Like a point guard. Well, yeah, but I mean, I think that gets confused when you put him next to Cade.
Right.
You know, that's and I think even Bryce said, not to just keep citing Bryce, but he was saying he really likes the way he plays when he's running the second unit, when it's not just another handler next to Cade. I mean, and I think this is really where you have to give a lot of credit to Dennis Schroeder, because he is very versatile and could start next to Cade and also close games and also run the second unit. And really even though his shot wasn't falling really during the regular season, he is slippery and he can get to the rim. And if he gets within 3 feet or something, it's probably a really creative finish. He's just got that. I think there's so much to be said for that international head of the snake team leader type stuff. I think that really showed, and I think we're missing that. I also think I hear he's available, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I hear everybody.
Everyone except Murray and Neek.
Yeah. So and there somebody tweeted that apparently the Pistons and the Kings have continued to be in conversation. So maybe my KNL stream is not dead. Although he did put up the Tony Snell the other night, 20 minutes, no stats, super funny. But whatever. Sacramento's I mean, if that tanked his value as far as the trade stuff goes. whatever. I'm
Good.
fine.
Yeah. Good.
So
Tank that value, baby.
I think my rotation that I would do, unit 1, and I honestly might like even do this when Duncan comes back if we have one more miss of, or maybe Duncan misses the next 2 games, because the next 2 games are on Friday and
Do we
Saturday.
know what what the actual
He
injury
he
is?
he's like sprained his ankle or like rolled his ankle. We saw it happen in
Oh, yes, that's
the
right.
game
That's
against
right. It's an
Heat, I
ankle. I
believe.
did see it, and
Yeah.
he like tightened his shoe because
Yeah,
it's
he
like I'm finishing this game against Miami, baby, and
yeah.
he balled out. He really
He did
balled
ball
out.
out. He's truly been great. But if he doesn't play the next 2 days, I would start Ivy in both those games, and then we have like a week break, truly like a week break before the next game, also at home. And so against Portland, defensively stout Portland, and against Milwaukee, vengeance game. By the way, they won't have Giannis. Giannis is going to be out for a couple weeks, it sounds like.
Okay.
So we'll have that revenge game right afterward. Uh, I want the starting 5 to be Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias, Duran, and then the second unit to be Danis, Duncan, Karras, Ron, Stu. That's the 10-man rotation for me at this point, because that way, if Ivy's not in the second unit, you have a secondary ball handler in that second unit, right? You have 2 guys who can handle both in Karras and Danis. And then you have Duncan who can shoot. You have Ivy who can shoot in the first unit. You have a defensive menace in Ron and Asar. And then you've got, I mean, essentially you have your primary ball handlers in Danis and in Cade. That, to me, that just, you have those options with those guys. And then if you want to like mess up the lineup a little bit, if you want to have like if you need an all D rotation, sure, I guess you can bring in like Javante. If your rotation for a defensive thing was like Cade, Javante, Ron, Asar, Stu, call that the little blue pill lineup, because it's hard D, if you follow me. Uh,
The blue chew lineup.
yeah, the blue chew lineup, right? That just get aggressive, and then
Yeah,
your offense can be seeing red, right? So you could
I love that.
so
Yeah.
that stay with the Pistons colors, seeing red, the offensive lineup being like uh Cade, Duncan, probably Ivy, Duran, and Harris, I guess.
It's kind of rough defensively.
Kind of rough defensive, but if you need buckets, right? Like if you got to put up points, put up points.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think I'm with you on the starters. Like I think that's right. I just think I want Danis, Duncan, Ron, Javante, Stu.
It's
Like
just
I
not that
just
much. It's not that much ball handling. It's one guy who can handle the ball.
no, it's not though, because here's what I'll argue, and you to your point earlier, is Cade is a ball handler, Ivy is a ball handler, Asar is a ball handler, Danis is a ball handler.
That's 3 of those guys in the first unit.
I know, but you can,
What I'm saying
we're gonna bench Ivy like we're gonna stagger
okay.
like you have like I'm just saying you can monkey with that a little bit and like play with it to the point where like I almost just feel like of all those players, like Karras like really needs the ball in his hand, and I feel like it moves better with Javante, and like I trust him to knock down an open look as much, even though the stats would not reflect.
Numbers don't agree.
They don't, and I'll own that. It's like pure eye test, and I'm not an expert. I just think I like what Javante brings on look, Karras is solid defensively too. He gets steals too, but Javante is like Ron style, good for like 2 steals a game if he gets minutes, and like sometimes like like makes a bad decision or like gets a turnover, but like in general, like plays pretty within his game and doesn't need to have the ball in his hands all the time. So I also think the size he offers, although I actually feel like he's not that much bigger than Karras.
He's 6'4". He's smaller than Karras is.
Is he 6'4"? I
He's
feel like he
6'4".
plays like 6'6".
He plays enormous.
He's beefy though, and he's still pretty fast, and he's got really good hands. Karras is absolutely a bucket getter, and he is like in a very THJ way has like won some games for us already.
Oh yeah.
But I do think that like the tunnel vision is like a little bit of a problem, and like we are already very ISO heavy, like maybe by design, but like I don't love the way that looks. So I just like Me neither. Or I do too. But I think Javonte like has more of what I want highlighted, considering you already have like those other 4 guys can ball handle.
Mhm.
You know, we've seen lineups where it's, you know, you've got a starter staggered with the bench. So it's not that. And like, it's not like Duncan is like super turnover prone or anything. I'm not saying he's going to be bringing it up a bunch, but like we have Duren bring it up.
Yeah, but it's almost easier for Duren to be bringing the ball up because then he could just like take whatever big coast to coast, right? And he's like trying to build that
I
up.
wish he would more. I wish he would more. Like I miss the like I think that's like getting lost under the radar a little bit is like Duren's like wishy-washy aggression.
I
Right.
miss his aggression. I miss Sar's aggression, and I'm happy Ron's aggression's coming up. But like we need more of these guys to be putting in the work here.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I just really miss him deciding like this guy can't guard me. And I wonder if it was just like when we were shorthanded or whatever, or like when we were, I mean, we're still kind of shorthanded, like the Duncan thing, I would argue. Maybe, or maybe it was easier when we had Duncan because the paint wasn't as clogged.
100%. It's 100%.
I mean, it's just, everything just comes down to like a lack of shooting, you know, just like we
we
need
need
shooting.
spacing.
We
Yeah,
need shooting. Yeah.
straight up.
And yep.
And
Yep.
they have to take threes. Like not only do they have to have guys who can make threes, but they have to take the threes. And so that for that reason, I'll be excited. Sar hasn't seemed the same offensively since the ankle. Confidence wise, I don't know if it's the ankle or if it's the roll. That's what I was trying to say like earlier. Like when he was handling the ball a little bit more, he had more freedom to go be aggressive and to do things. When he's just standing around the corner waiting for something to do, he's kind of left with baseline cut because he can't like really slash through the paint because that's where Duren kind of is with his pick and roll stuff. And that's also where Cade's trying to get. So it clogs up Cade's lane even more. However, in the zone, slash like crazy, cut it up. Why
Yeah.
not?
By the way, like pick and roll, like the lobs are down. Like
But,
people are wise to the lobs. I feel
yeah.
like we're not seeing like just like Cade's not getting 5 dimes just from like Duren lobs anymore. So like I kind of missed like that beautiful, unbelievable play with Ivy, Duren and Cade. Like I just miss more of like those creative, like misdirects
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Like that is so pretty and it's like so good to play on the expectation that like everything's gonna run through Cade all the time. Like utilizing Duren's passing more and creating the dunker spot like to be more open for Asar like makes more sense to me. But I mean, yeah, I guess the zone clogs up that area, and that's like proven pretty effective against us. Like,
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you like pass around the outside, then have someone slash, have someone fast slash, and then the zone has to collapse, and then you can push it back out again. There are ways to get around it. They just clearly weren't ready for it, and they didn't game plan for it properly.
they'll practice it. I think that was like really embarrassing and a good wake up call. And like, I'm glad this is happening now. Not to talk in circles about it, but I definitely like this is one of those things, and it's happening. And we saw lessons get learned last year, and you know,
We
it's yeah.
we also saw the Pistons play some Pistons killers, and there are Pistons killers throughout the NBA. There are also plenty of opportunities to like and subscribe to this podcast. If you haven't done it,
God,
we're
there
so
are.
close to the triple figgies.
I
We're
just
so
checked. You know,
close.
there's 4 people watching right now, and you know, one of them's Richard, and I know he's subscribed. I know this guy is liked and subscribed. At least I hope, Richard. But
We know he has.
join him. Join him. Smash it. Just smash it. It costs you nothing. We're having fun. We're about to have a little fun segment here that no one else does. No one else does stuff like this.
Ain't nobody doing this.
No one's doing it like us, for better or worse. So, you know, just help us crack that we're just trying to crack triple digits.
Let's get to the figgies, baby.
Come
Also,
on.
Richard, thank you so much for being here. And this is the game we alluded to, or
King.
like the little fun thing we alluded to earlier, is that Mickey and I, because we complain about this stuff all the time in our little chats when we're watching the games, it's always Piston Killer, and it's been Piston Killer for a minute. So we wanted to go ahead and make up the starting and the bench unit for the the NBA All Pistons Killers team.
Yeah. So yeah, Richard, feel free to weigh in here. Tell us who you disagree with, who you agree with. Maybe we missed somebody. Do you want to kick it off or should I?
I'll kick it off. Why not? I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna start
Get
out
in
with a
there.
name that we literally just saw, and he helped get Stu out of the game. And this guy drives me friggin' crazy. Some people wanted him on the Pistons, even though he got a fat contract for being like a 6-man out in Milwaukee. And that is Bobby Portis, baby. Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
Where do we stand on Bobby Portis as far as, is he a starter? Is he a bench guy? Is for this all Pistons coach? I mean, he does serious damage, Mickey.
He does, but I'm gonna say he's coming off the bench. Personally, I think he's definitely capable of doing it to us in a number of ways, and he has historically. I mean, the one beat we had against the Bucks was like the first one in like 24 games or something.
I think it was 126, and then the first one, like 13 or something.
Sheesh. Yeah, when he gets those crazy eyes, look out, man. He really does it to us, and I just hate that Stu let him get in his head. Like I love what Stu does, but not when it's resulting in him getting taken out of the game, because we really needed him, and like we need his shooting too, especially yesterday. Like that might have helped. Like we talked about how we haven't seen him take as many shots, and like I'll bet you we would have seen him in the second half of that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Shame.
It's a shame, and he probably could have blocked a couple more shots at the rim because Durant sure as hell wasn't doing it.
No.
Just awful game for him.
Really rough stuff, and like just like Stu gets angry and like starts to like, it's the mental thing. Durant just like gets frustrated. Yeah. Like the fouls, like once he starts to get into foul trouble, like you see a lot of like throwing his hands up in the air, and like it's just like, oh shoot, do you not like have that like lock-in ability on that end? Because like I know he has it on the offensive end, but it feels like he gets demoralized and is like, oh well, fuck it, like
he's young, he's still 22.
Yes,
so you know,
and he's having a great season.
He's having a great season, and like maybe players just aren't as distracted by those rippling muscles, those just cascading biceps on triceps on biceps.
Just carved out of marble, that guy. And you oh my god, you could build a town on those shoulders. They are so broad. Yeah,
just an irrigation system running through those veins.
Oh my god, so vascular. What podcast was it where they were just like gushing about his body again?
Podcast.
It was The Ringer. It was The Ringer, where they were like, "Wow, this is getting weird," and it's like this is every single game where we have the other team's broadcast. Every time
you get Rose. All right, so give me somebody who you put on the All-Pistons killer.
So this guy, I forget he's just like so many games he's just torched us. And like a lot of people actually wanted him on the team a year or two ago. And it's not going so well for him now, but I gotta say Zach LaVine.
Oh, Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine, Pistons killer. I mean, like that the Sacramento Kings are not good, but like that is not a game that we can go into lightly. Like it's Bulls West plus Schroeder on his revenge tour. Like he just can't miss when he plays us. Do you think he's starting? Do you think he's coming off the bench? Because I almost would say he's the number one option. I feel like as a Pistons killer.
When he was on the Bulls, like he would go absolutely nuclear against us, and that's so Loca. Some would say live in Levine. Loca.
Loca, nice.
Yeah, throwback to the Bo Estes episode.
The Bo Estes, yeah, that was you. Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, I think I could see him as a starter right now. I mean, remember when he was on the Timberwolves, when he was on the Bulls, just like what a nutso player he was. So good. I know the defense is bad, but like the dude could just score
flat out score
from literally anywhere and throw down some slack. What's so horrible about when he demoralizes you is not only can he drain threes from like way back on a dime, but also he can bring it in and slam hard on your fucking face. What an absolute bummer to go against this guy.
Yeah,
let's start him. Why not?
Yeah, I think he's the starting too, frankly.
We can see. Maybe he'll move his way out, but right now I'm super into it. I have the wrong thing. I do have the wrong thing selected. Where are you, Levine?
There he is.
Get
There
down
he is.
there. We'll
Yeah,
put
get
you in
him
the
in there. Starting
starting
five.
lineup.
Yeah. Whether you think he should be starting in the NBA is kind of irrelevant because this isn't about starting in the NBA. This is about starting against the Pistons.
And he has earned that rep. I would
By the
say.
way, I know we benched Portis, but like that's a hell of a 6-man as
Mhm.
far as like Pistons are concerned.
Yeah, like I said, every time he comes in, you're like, not this fucking guy again.
I know.
Get him out of here with those eyes.
Yeah.
These eyes. Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Should we go to another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're up.
Sure. And this is more recent history that this guy has killed. And this pains me to say, and I'm sorry to say this if our New York fans are listening, Doug and Ace in particular, because you're such lovely individuals, but I fucking hate this guy. I hate the way he plays basketball. I hate that he got that game-winning 3 out of Star. I cannot fucking stand Jalen Brunson, man. But he's got to be in talks for this position. For starting, he, like I said, in the Pistons, in the playoffs, he ended our hopes. There's all this talk about him versus Cade, who's a better player. It's Cade, but there's so much discussion about it in general. What do you think, Mickey?
I think I hate him, and I hate like, and I understand like Knicks fans are like, oh, cry about it, like, but he respect to Jalen Brunson. I think he's probably a better scorer than Cade, by the way. I'll say that. Certainly a better shooter. But I think Cade is by far a better player.
I think
He
Cade's
didn't just.
actually averaging more points per game this season.
I'm just saying, but
General,
way less efficiently.
Yeah.
Way less efficiently. But I also think Jalen Brunson's supporting cast is a lot better. But this isn't just me bitter about losing that series. And I will admit, he ended that series in the most cinematic way possible.
Oh, for sure.
Like that is a viral moment. Like that is cinema, as the kids say. But I hate the way he plays basketball. I think like it's worse than Shea, maybe just because he's smaller.
It's
In
also
terms
because
of the baiting.
when Shea does his flops, he at least tries to score the basket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think Jalen Brunson like really takes pride in it as like a skill. Like I'm so sick of hearing people call it like smart or like gamesmanship. Yeah, because I just think it's so lame. And like I also like have a lot of respect for him as a scorer, but I just hate how, and like I tuned into some game where the Knicks were not, this wasn't that recently, it was like a couple weeks ago, I think, where they were down late and you just saw him like, you know, just like doing his dance moves out there and his like wacky inflatable tube man dance moves, and it's just like it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks because it's desperate and it's not like what I like to see when I watch a basketball game. And again, for everyone who just thinks I'm salty, like obviously I am, but like it's not about losing because I have like so much respect for OG Anunoby and even Mikal Bridges, who's just on one right now. He's like, these are really, I love good two-way players who just like play really good brand of basketball. And I also just think all the leadership stuff is overblown and just like weird propaganda. But anyway, Rand, he's starting. He's the starting point guard of the Pistons killer. If you even consider, for sure.
Absolutely,
for sure. He killed us. He literally killed us. Yeah. We were deceased after that. We were dead.
And he's very good. He's very good. We just hate him.
He's very good. He is very good.
Okay, Mickey, who you got? Who's your next name?
Ooh, so many places we could go with this. I'm gonna do one like a little more like off the beaten path a little bit. This is not like an all-star by any means. This is just a guy who I feel like every time we go up against him, he just like torches us with his 3-point shooting and his backdoor cuts. And I feel like I text you every time we go up against him is watch out for this guy. It's Dean Wade.
Oh, Dean Wade. That's not who I thought you were talking about.
I saw who you were hovering over, and I think the same goes for him too.
Oh, you can see. I guess you can't see who
I can see what you're doing. But I'm gonna go Dean Wade. I feel like, and I do think he, not to bury the lead or to jump the gun on this, but I do think he comes off the bench.
He's for sure a bench guy.
He's a bench guy, but man, I feel like he's good for like minimum 3 threes on us. Like I just think he curls around a screen really good, and we just miss him. He just gets wide open looks.
Man, we got two fours on the bench here with Bobby Portis and
Yeah, but I think Dean
Wade.
could play the 3. I think he could, or you could have either of them play the 5. You could have
Mhm.
either of them play the 5. So that I got to go Dean Wade. Richard, if you're still with us, I'm curious how you feel about this so far. If there's anyone, I mean, we've got 8 more players to go, but
What's so
or
demoralizing?
6 more players.
Even more. Who knows? But like, what's so demoralizing about Dean Wade is like, it's not like he's a guy who scores a ton of points per game. It's not like he's an integral piece of the Cavs offense or anything. But whenever he plays the Pistons,
It's a little bit of
it's
a little bit of a that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna let that guy do it to you, but that's part of being a Pistons fan, and I think like that's what this whole situation is about. It's not about the like LeBrons or whatever. It's about the like those AJ Greens, those AJ Greens. Who's no disrespect to him, but it's just like look out. Look out! Don't underestimate this. What do you call him? Derry
Bird. That's not my nickname for him, but it's a good nickname.
That's really funny.
It drives me crazy, but it's a good nickname. I want to bring up a guy who I think actually is potentially in that all-star Pistons beater, and he always does this to Pistons.
I mean, Brunson's an all-star.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But like, could Desmond be an all-star?
100%.
This asshole, I hate how much he beats up on the Pistons. Remember, was it a couple years ago he was on Memphis and like all their players are out except for him, and he put up like 40 something on us.
I mean, he just gave us 37 for a pretty demoralizing dub. And like, by the way, just so you don't think we're like salty dicks, like I don't feel the way I feel about like I like really respect Desmond Bane. Like you have to like he's don't get me wrong, he beats up on the Pistons, but like it's not like he's flailing looking for shitty calls like Brunson. Like respect his game. Like he's just, and he was by the way, like that fit with the Magic is looking pretty good right now. Granted, Paulo's been out.
Richard says he's starting for sure. That guy.
Yeah. And by the way, I think he could play the 3, or you could slot Levine over to the 3. Whatever's easier on a vector level.
there are more names. There are always more names.
Unfortunately, there are several more names.
There are plenty.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy because this is like for sure a shallow thing. I mean, I hate his mustache and face look. Like I can't stand it. It just drives me crazy seeing it. I know you just rolled your eyes, but like when he scores, he's just like, oh, with that little mustache and his pit bull bod. It drives me crazy.
Okay, I only rolled my eyes because in the pantheon of terrible NBA facial hair, Desmond Bane is nowhere. I would argue that Duncan Robinson's little stash is not doing him any favors. By the way, that's one of the things when I watch games with Anne, she's like, "What is he doing with that?"
His mustache
recently. Did she call out? Oh, she hates Chet Holmgren's scraggle beard. It's really bad. But she's like, "What is going on there?" Shave it.
I consider Duncan Robinson's mustache 19th century detective assistant.
Oh man, I consider it like 80s pervert.
It's pretty bad. Okay, well, that's bad.
It's not good. It's dusty. It's looking very like shallow. It's looking like a little Chalamet-ish. That's not
a little Chalamet-ish.
Yeah, it's like the idea of a mustache.
Ooh, Dante Massey, welcome to the chat. See, I don't mind to start shooting threes, but he shouldn't be shooting clutch threes. That's for sure true. That clutch three he took, I was like, oh my God. Shoot them early if you want to hopefully get him in a rhythm. 100% down. Take him early. Do that. That's why I don't like him in the corner. I don't want him in the corner to be the guy taking the corner threes.
The wing's not much better. Like the wings, like I mean, at least it's a driving lane. But right. But I agree. I want to see him taking those earlier and more often. Oh shit, we got more. More.
Need to bring back Mike Bibby's chin strap. The worst.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mike Bibby recently?
I've not.
Jacked, dude.
Looking huge.
So huge. If you're watching and you haven't seen Mike Bibby recently, look him up. He's a big boy.
By the way, since we're talking about NBA players' hair stuff, and like if this is a cultural thing, I totally eat my words here. But have you seen Kenrich Williams' little like it's not like a rat tail, but it's like a separated. If you Google this, if you just Google Kenrich Williams, like the back of his hair, it's like a patch. It's like there's like a separation, and I just don't understand it. And like, it may well be a cultural thing, in which case, fuck me, and I'm wrong. But
Oh, interesting.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chat, if you know what I'm talking about here. Oh, okay, they want to talk hoops. That's fair. We can talk about basketball. Get him to the free throw line when Duran is out. Asar, I mean, I worry about him at the line, but like,
You just mean, I think he means to like for the short roll stuff.
oh,
And
yeah.
like also from the free throw line, like that area, that's where his like mid range has been pretty good, honestly. And yeah, I mean, like I said,
splits
I'd
a
love
lot of
to see more.
pairs. Yeah. He does split a lot of pairs. It's
Yeah, I mean that is true. But I just mean as far as like his the actual jump shot, not like the free throw.
right. Yes.
So
All right.
all right. Should we get back to our list here of the Pistons killers?
Yes. Sorry, but I will say, now that we got a couple more people in the chat, like, subscribe, please. You don't even have to bring up the icon. It's up. It's too late. We are so close. We are so close, guys. Just get us to Hundy. We are desperate. I will beg. Okay.
Please.
Pretty please. All right. So sorry. Back to talking about players that torch the Pistons. That's exactly what everybody wants. We got another Chicago Bull. This is my starting center. It's Nikola Vucevic, and he just like, it's partially like him being a skilled center, and it's partially just like we never learn against this guy. We just make the same mistake every time. And I feel like even more like more so than Miles Turner, like more so than Kristaps, like, and don't get me wrong, those guys can rain them on us too, but like Vooch just like, and he's had a really good couple seasons like from behind the long line, but man, it's rough. Like he's good for 20. Just, that's a good bet against the Pistons.
I want to say this too, because people harp so much on Duran being so bad at guarding stretch bigs.
This is important.
I beg you to pay attention to when the stretch bigs are scoring, because it's not just Duran. It is whenever Stu is out there, he's bad at it too. When it's Tobias supposed to be like switching over to stretch big, he's bad at it too. The Pistons as a whole, mentality wise, are bad at guarding stretch fives. It's not just a Duran thing. It is an everybody thing. And it is fucking frustrating. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I love the passion. Do you think things would change if we had a spacing big? Like if we were practicing? Because like we've never had one except for like Gallo and Moose for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if we like were practicing against like a spacing big like every day, like do you think that would change things? Like
maybe I hope so, but
it might be good to get like a like a Maxime Reynaud or so. Like,
shout out to him for being so hot in the last couple of games here.
But I mean, even just having a guy who like doesn't play that much, but just to like practice against that sort of scheme, because by the way, I will say, and like here's a conditional lineup you could have. Paul Reed had a monster game against Chicago and gave Vucevic problems. Yeah. So we do have a guy who knows how to do that. And by the way, Paul Reed is a spacing big.
He's a spacing big. So I guess the answer is no, because we have a spacing big. And Stu is also technically a
stupid idea. Big. I was wrong. Forget I said anything. This is why they're not subscribing.
I think it's just I think it's just like a mentality thing, like a defensive strategy thing. And Epson says Vooch is easily the most under the radar big man offensively. Yes, defensively, mess, dude. Absolutely.
You know what though? He like out rebounded the shit out of us like in that first game again, and that was
a great rebounder. He's a great rebounder.
Yeah. So yeah.
And Duran's a better offensive rebounder than he is a defensive rebounder. This team as a whole is middle of the pack defensive rebounding wise. So and
lately,
I mean
the offensive rebounding has not been good either.
Well, but I feel like we've given up so many offensive rebounds lately. That's been like one of the
I'm having Orlando Magic trauma flashbacks.
God, dude, it happened in Atlanta too, and it happened against the Bucks as well. There was one play I remember during it must have been like the last 2 minutes. It bounced back, and I was like
3 extra. Yeah.
Can't somebody just track the ball? Like, don't sit and watch it. Just fucking track where it's going to go. I was listening to the Heat broadcast the other day, and almost the first out of their mouths was how much of the specimen Duran was. Yeah, they're gleeking already. Just drooly Drip.
Specimen is absolutely one of the words that comes up a lot. Adonis comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Like muscles, like the word bubble of it is so gross. Like all
Yeah.
the yeah.
There could be like a 50 Shades of Durin book because people
For sure.
sex out over him so much. It's
They lose their
disgusting.
minds. They
Yeah.
lose their minds. It's really funny.
Mhm.
Hulking, I feel like is one.
Hulking, yeah, absolutely. That somebody said something absolutely outrageous about him the other day. I don't remember what it was. I wish I'd clipped it.
There's a lot of shoulder talk. There's a
Mhm.
lot of like shoulder and like muscles on top of muscles and like they don't really like we're kind of embellishing with the vascularity stuff and the
Yeah,
and the
that's the bit.
and glistening. But yeah, but a lot of it is like ripped straight from the mouths of weird broadcasters. The craziest one was the one I was listening to where they were like one announcer was talking about how they've been watching him since he was 15 and he looked like that. I was like, this is wild. This is out of pocket. This is like flight log stuff. This is getting weird.
It's out of pocket, but hand in pocket under the table. If you
Right.
my
What's
drift.
that shoulder doing?
Yeah.
What's that?
Absence says about the rebounding. Agreed. They need to practice Dennis Rodman routine of looking at ball spin and where it will be for positioning 100%. They have capable rebounders. They just need to they need to get in the mentality of this has to be what we do at the end right here. But whatever. Let's move on from all that.
You're
Okay.
up. You're up with another killer.
Okay, so this guy just dropped 50 points the other night. I think I'm 90% true shooting nonetheless. And this is another guy, whenever he plays the Pistons, I know they're on a good team already, but he is lights out. He is from Canada. It is Jamal Murray, just absolutely murdering the Pistons on a regular basis. I actually kind of like him. I like Jamal Murray a fair share. It doesn't drive me as crazy when he lights stuff because part of it's because Denver's like such a good team, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. But I just wish they could stop him. But when he's on one, man, he is on one, and he just seems to find the holes in Detroit's defense like crazy.
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing about this one is that he's not always on one.
No.
Like he's like a very like some game. I feel like he's like an either like he puts up a 40 piece or he's like has 15.
Yeah.
And like that's not actually true. Like I'm sure he averages like 20 something points or whatever. But solid defender, like just I feel like he picks our pocket a lot and like we get the ball stolen from us. Like that's something that happens and yeah, like for sure Jamal Murray. And by the way, not a player I like despise. So that's cool. Just showing you guys that I'm not just like a total hater.
And okay, so the only reason I'm going to put him on the bench for this is because it kills me more when Zach LaVine seems to light up against Detroit than it does when Jamal Murray does. Like I just kind of expect it. And I know you said like it feels like he's not always on one. Whenever he plays the Pistons, he is on one. I would love to see what his scoring average against the Pistons is. So I bet it's like 30 plus points.
Yeah.
But if in the chat, if you think he should be starting over LaVine or over Bane or over Brunson, let us know. Murray is sick as hell. 50-point game with no free throw attempts.
Ethical hooper. Ethical. We
hooper.
love ethical because we don't get any calls.
Mm-hmm.
So
get him on the Pistons. We'll average 0 free throws again. Although Cade has been getting more free throws a little bit. Although I think he deserves even more. So yeah, if you think he should be starting, let us know and tell us who we should move out, and we'll
let us know how we're doing. Yeah, keep it coming. Am I up?
You are up, and we have a slew more of players here.
Trying to figure out where to go with this. All right, I think I know where I'm gonna go because we need a starting four. And this guy's an all-star, but not every year. And he not only gives the Pistons problems, but he plays on a team that gives Pistons problems. It's got to be Pascal Siakam.
Oh yeah.
It's tough.
He's so good.
He's really good. He'd be really good on this team. But again, just like really good player who I have a lot of respect for, and like it's just really, really tough guard. And like especially when you pair him with a spacing big. And like I've talked about this before with you, but like I am very surprised that the Pacers let Miles Turner go. I think even when Halliburton comes back, unless like Jay Huff just like fills that role perfectly, I think they're gonna miss what Miles Turner brought, because I think that spacing bigs who are also rim protectors, because Vucevic is not really a rim protector. And by the way, I think Miles Turner like could just as easily be that 5 spot, but Vooch is nuclear against us, like more so than Turner, I think. But pair Pascal Siakam with a spacing big, and it's probably a Pistons L. It's going to be really hard for us.
I would say so. And the reason that I believe your Miles Turner talk even more as the season has progressed is because they still have Siakam. They still have Nembhard. They still have Naismith. They still have Ben Math. They still have TJ McConnell. Yes, they're missing Tyrese Halliburton, but they shouldn't be this bad. You can't. I know you're missing like your starting point guard and your like star and your leader, but that shouldn't drop you to like arguably the second worst team in the league.
Yeah, well, and it was so fun just like how fast they played. And I think him at the top of the key, like with that pick and pop or just like stopping short so that people can drive and kick back is just so devastating. Like how many times I've been like, oh no, they left him alone. And then there's that too late closeout, and that's 3. That's 3 right there every time.
He plays at such a unique pace as well. And he's like a well-rounded scorer and a well-rounded defender. And he's a champion, dude. Like he's been there.
And he was the longest tenured pacer at the time that they traded him. Like, I mean, not that that like really means anything, but I think that's gonna mess with them when Tyrese comes back. But who knows? Maybe he'll be available, because it seems like even though they just beat us, it seems like stuff's kind of blowing up in Milwaukee.
Who knows? Get what you can. I bet he ends up in Atlanta. If he ends up anywhere, they have the most offer. But that's my little scoop. But yeah, Pascal the starting 4. That's a pretty cool starting.
What do you think about the starting 5 so far, guys? How are we doing? Let us know if there's any we missed. We've still got 2 more to round out the bench.
I have one other potential starting 4 who I think could give Pascal a run for his money, not because I think he's necessarily a better player than Pascal, but because the Pistons cannot seem to stop this guy at all. It is kind of embarrassing to watch, but it's Franz Wagner from Michigan.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Dude, like when he drives, nobody blocks him. And it drives me nuts because he's taking it to the rim where the Pistons are pretty good at stopping it, and everyone just seems to like follow him like crazy. And now I feel like when he plays the Pistons, he shoots lights out from 3 as well, which has not been a thing for him career-wise. I hate him.
Like, yeah, not even so much. Yeah, not even so much this last game, but just historically, like I feel like he's more likely to just ruin our nights than Franz.
Then Pascal.
Or sorry, Paolo. Excuse me.
Paolo. Yeah,
I meant
absolutely.
Paolo.
I fear him more than Paolo. When Paolo's on, I'm like, great, let's end it up.
You're right.
How do you feel
couple Magic players?
Yeah. How do you feel about him versus Siakam as far as starters go?
I feel like Siakam's been doing it for longer, but chat, what do you think? Who should, is Paolo or is Franz a 4? Like, I mean, he could play the 4.
I mean, he could play the 3, and then we could move Levine out and just have it be Bane in there instead of Levine.
Yeah. Either way, I think Franz is deserving on this.
Then let's do that. Let's move Levine out just because.
That's fine.
You know, like
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Where is my Levine stuff here?
Where's my Levine?
Where's my Levine? Living Lavina Loca. He's in purgatory. There he is.
You mean Sacramento? Is that Sacramento?
The Sacramento, yeah.
Purgatory, yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll put Franz up in the starting 5. They
by the way, he could play 2 through 4 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's really fucking good.
This is
this starting 5 would kill us. Like absolutely.
Yikes.
Fucking destroy. I mean, granted, it's also, like a fantasy team or whatever. Richard said that's pretty solid lineup, a pretty solid starting lineup. But we did just make this chase. Ooh, running out of disk space for the recording. All right, well, that's fine and dandy.
We'll wrap up pretty soon. There's only one more player.
Mm-hmm.
You get. Oh, do I get to pick our last?
Wait, I still do need to keep recording just this one. Give me 1 second to delete some stuff here.
Let's we're gonna take a minute to deal with some technical stuff. In the meantime, if you just like want to like or subscribe or something, I think this is probably the 4th time I've mentioned it. That's more than we usually mention it. But really just want to crack 100. Honestly, I'll shut up about it if we can just crack 100. But who are we playing against next, Harry?
We have Portland tomorrow. And then we have the Bucks the day after tomorrow.
Is Denny healthy right now?
Yeah.
Denny's been healthy because I thought he had some stuff.
Oh, I think he's been
recently.
healthy and good on top of it.
Yeah, that's one we got to look out for. They've also got Klingon, I think has been playing pretty well too. I don't know if he's out, but Klingon, Shaden Sharp's having a good season. I'm excited though because I don't watch a lot of Portland. Like that's just like a team that slips under the radar for me. Jeremy Grant revenge potentially.
Revenge game. Why is this such a pain in the ass right now? That one's good. 4 EPs. That's all I need for that. 64. I'm sorry, guys. This is a bummer. I get it.
No, but tell us in the chat if there's any other players you can think of. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is like an answer. Like that's absolutely. I was watching a clip of Asar recently. Asar and Amen talking about Asar's welcome to the league moment, and it was a moment where on one end Asar dunks on Miles Turner, and then on the other end Tyrese made Asar touch earth and then hit a 3 in his face. And those were number 1 and number 2 on the Sports Center highlights of like Asar dunking all over Miles Turner and Asar getting dropped by Hallie. We good?
We're back.
All right. That wasn't too bad as far as stalling goes. All right. Are you going to pick our final player or is it me?
Okay. So I want to give out some
honorable mentions.
Yeah. Who was the last player? Last player was Front. So why don't you do the last one? And then I'll give honorable mentions after that.
Well, what do we need? Do we need a guard or do we need another big?
It's the bench. It doesn't really matter because we got.
Okay, I want to do another. We've got like debatably 2 center / power forwards. I want to do another under the radar guy. Who I think just like in the vein of Wade and Portis, like because we could do Tyler Hero. Like even though in this last game, like he was good, but like I don't think he like was the one I was most scared of. Like I mean, Norm Powell was like having a good game.
Norm Powell's balling out.
Norm Powell's a baller. I want to give it to Larry Nance. Jr.
Larry Nance.
Yeah,
we talked about the Pistons trying to acquire for the last 2 years.
We did. Man, if he wouldn't be, I mean, like, look, our big rotation's pretty solid right now. But like, he can play the 4. He is oft hurt, but when he is healthy, I feel like he's another guy who's just like always left open. Yeah. And look, guys, if you think it should be Tyler Hero instead of Larry Nance Jr., let us know. But I just like I feel like every time we go up against him, I'm like, oh no, here we go again. Yeah, gonna be a Nancy boy. Yeah, it's Scary Larry as I like to call him. Yeah, just a guy you can't underestimate, can't leave him open. I really like spacing bigs. I really wonder what it would be like if we had one. But our big rotation's good, kind of. We don't really play them like spacing bigs because that's not where they're best served. That's not where they're best served. But whatever, it's fine. How are we feeling, chat? How are we feeling? What do you think? Whoa, Dante Massey. If his contract wasn't so outrageous, I would love Grant back on this team. Harry, how do you feel about that?
Sorry, Dante. I do not agree. I don't love the way Jeremy Grant plays basketball as far as like this style of Pistons play. I feel like he's a pretty big ball stopper. I know he can hit the 3, but like, I just don't know. I don't think he's even been that good this season. I'll have to check that like into his stats, but I was like pretty happy we shifted on from him. I'm happy he got his money. Like, get your money, son. That's great for you. But like, honestly, on that team, I'd rather Drew Holiday be on our team with a big fat contract than
well, he's hurt.
Jeremy Grant.
He's hurt, and in fairness, Jeremy Grant is averaging 19 points on almost 45% from the field and 40 from deep. Three and a half rebounds, 2.5 assists, and a steal. I don't know how many blocks. 0.6 blocks. So
how many minutes?
Pretty 30, 29 and change. So I feel like that's pretty much what he was doing for the Pistons.
Yeah.
But I want to see his contract because I like guys who can knock down the 3 and play defense. But I do agree with you, Harry, that he's like a little bit of a ball stopper.
Yeah.
And just wants to go get his. But you could argue the same about Tobias. But it feels a little lateral for me. But I do think he's a better scorer and a better defender. Let's see his contract. What do we got? How much longer is he making?
Is it like 3 years?
40
He's
million.
got like 120 or something left.
Ooh, it's rough. It's rough, guys. It's wow. So this year he's making. It's actually not looking that bad by like CBA standards. But this year he's making 32. Next year he makes 34, and the following year he has a $36.5 million player option.
That's rough.
That is not great. And he's 33. Rough. He's 33 at that point. So look, you said, Dante, that this is like, if not for his contract issues, right, but his contract is an issue. Yeah. Like it is unfortunate. But really good player, like really, really good player. I mean, for his contract, I'd rather have Andrew Wiggins, but I won't get into that.
It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, worms. And also, Pistons fans hate Andrew Wiggins. They hate the idea of Andrew Wiggins. They think he has like real motor problems and like
it's crazy.
He mourned his dad for too long or something. They've got a real problem. By the way, you know who's been playing really, really well, and like maybe just everyone plays well on this team, but like Aaron Wiggins. Yeah, Aaron Wiggins looks really good. He's a real 3-and-D guy, and
I'm interested to see what they have to do with that team as far as like, because they have all these picks coming in next year that they're going to use. And
why do they have to do anything besides draft well and just keep the trainer rolling? Like they have AJ Mitchell for nothing
because they can't. Like, you can't keep more than 15 players on your team.
Okay, so like they'll lose like Kenrich Williams and Jason Williams. They'll lose 2 Williams, keep 1 Williams.
Yeah,
and like you don't have to lose Isaiah Joe. You don't have to lose Wiggins. Like they'll be fine. Unfortunately, like they'll be fine, especially if they hit on the Clippers pick and what's the other one?
They have the Jazz pick too.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. We're so cooked, chat. We're so cooked.
People are super upset about it, but
it's upsetting. It's upsetting. We got out Prestige. We got out. We all did though.
We all did. That Shea trade was highway robbery. It turns out that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. By the way, I am loving this arc of just like the Clippers just fumbling everything, just being the like between the aspiration stuff and this Chris Paul like embarrassment now where they just like unceremoniously cut him because I guess he like
bad vibes
called some people out and like it's a bad situation over there. And like Kawhi's like, we need more talent. And like, meanwhile, like they acquired Bradley Beal and they acquired Chris Paul. And like, it's what a mess over there.
And speaking of, I'll give, you know what, because we're here right now and you guys are here, I'm going to like, we've reached out to some bigger names, so we might have 2 big guests over the next 2 weeks. Real industry folks.
All the more reason to subscribe, but you don't. You don't have to pull up the thing again. But we do have. Hey, there it is.
It's done. But like, one of them wrote an article and hinted that maybe the Pistons should have interest in trading for Kawhi if the Pistons were to blow it up. And Mickey and I talked a little bit off air. I'm not going to tell you where either one of us landed on it.
Why are we saving this conversation?
Yeah, we're saving this conversation for a future episode.
For that person. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. If that person comes on the show, which I think they're penciled in for right now, so that'd be cool. But like it's a conversation worth having, whether you're for it or against it, and who knows what to do. But I want to thank everybody for being here, for being part of the show, sticking with us. You know, you guys have been so great, and gals have been so great being here on the show. We'll be back again next week, next Thursday, when only 2 games will have played, and will be the day before their Atlanta game at home. So we got Portland and then 2 matchups we've already seen later, and hopefully the team can right the ship, and hopefully some rest will do them dandy. But leave us a comment, right? If you can, if you're down for it, leave a comment on this episode who you want to see be the starting 5 in the next game, with or without Duncan, if he's back or if he's not back. We'd love to see you, and come back next Thursday. And as always, I've been Harry,
and I'm Mickey,
and we say the OOBH aloud because that's how a horse would say it.
Exactly.